This is Chie Satanaka, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast. You better eat more meat.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick Lynn. Joining me again is Taylor Hoyt. What's up, Taylor?
What's up, Nick?
You're back home.
I am back home, trying to adjust a little bit. Kind of had a half week, and then the weekend was chores, buying food because we had literally no food, so that was fun. And then got to wake up early tomorrow, so.
For what?
All kinds of fun things. Just to go film a thing.
Film a thing in Florida?
In Florida? Yeah, right.
Just drive all the way down there in one day and back.
We could, but that would be a long day.
Awesome. Is it hot over there still, or?
Very hot, and we finally got our AC fixed, so now it's really cold in the house, which is highly unusual. So we had to turn the AC down.
And the office is good?
Mm-hmm.
Because you said that the office is hot. But...
It will probably always be a little extra hot because it's above the garage, which has no insulation whatsoever and does not have a vent for the AC, but it's fine. We have a vent in the office, but yeah, and a fan.
Good.
So we should be good.
Good. I just finished inventory this weekend.
Oh, geez, that's always hell. I remember doing that at Home Depot.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of long nights and early mornings.
Did you have to work overnights?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Those were the worst because having to adjust your schedule for like however long you do it for is just hard.
So on Friday, I worked 7:30 to 4 a.m.
Yikes.
Yep. And then today, I worked 5 to 1 p.m. 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
I was always curious why Costco did inventory because I feel like you guys move products so quickly. Like you just buy it in bulk and it just goes like that. Like, is it just with the bigger items, like with TV or?
It's with everything.
Well, I know it's with everything, but like I feel like your counting is going to be irrelevant in like the end of the week, right?
And I don't know. I think it's more has to do. It's like what do we still have that we need to get rid of, kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Or if there's anything missing.
Yeah, that's always, what do they call it? Shrink?
Yeah, shrink.
Yeah, I always remember we had to check for that because there's always something gets stolen or something. Somebody put it in a high rafter and forgot about it. So
I remember doing inventory in GameStop. That was fun.
At Gamescom.
Of course, we're gonna have our episode right before Gamescom. Of course.
It's Gamescom. Well, Gamescom is tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, so it's like we're gonna miss, or we're gonna have a bunch of news.
The news.
Yeah. So if you guys are expecting Gamescom this episode, it's not gonna be next episode. This one's we're catching up again.
Yep.
Big news, Taylor.
Which one? Which one is the big news?
There's a lot of big news. Fire Emblem Three Houses is the worst Fire Emblem game of all time. Agree?
No. Mainly because I haven't played like 12 of the other games, so I don't know.
But it's your favorite. It's one of your most favorite series of all time, but you barely played the series.
I've beat 5 of them. Does that not count as enough?
I don't think beating 2 different types of fates counts.
No, well, in that case, I beat 6 then. So I beat Fates, Awakening, Echoes, 3 Houses, and Warriors.
Warriors does not count.
Okay, I beat all the modern ones.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to go back and play the other ones. I'm trying to think of the ones that are going to be the most easily playable because like I'm not going to buy a Game Boy Advance just to play the first one. And I don't know if that's available digitally somehow. Might be.
On your,
so there's that.
On your 3DS maybe?
Maybe, yeah. I should look. Maybe it's available on that. But then the DS was Sacred Stones, I think. Then we had Radiant Dawn was Wii, and then crap's gonna kill me. Path of Radiance is the GameCube one. Yeah. So those are all the ones that came out in the West, as far as I know. And then there was a bajillion that came out only in Japan. So
I think there's 2 that came out on Game Boy Advance.
Let's see here.
Could be wrong.
I'll look it up real quick.
All I know is that we're still waiting for Final Fantasy Tactics 2.
That's right. So we got... Okay, so the first game was just called Fire Emblem, which is a GBA game. Then we got Sacred Stones. And then we got Path of Radiance on game... Oh, Shadow Dragon was the other one, you're right. Shadow Dragon is a DS game. So Sacred Stones... Oh, no, Sacred Stones is a GBA game, my bad. So Fire Emblem and Sacred Stones are both GBA. Shadow Dragon, which is technically a remake of the first game / the Super Nintendo remake. So that's on DS. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's 5. 5 others that I gotta play. Even then, Kimpy be like, not a real fan. You haven't played the English translated 3CS776. I don't know why I always call it Kimpy. I'm sorry, Kimpy. I know you feel attacked. I don't mean to attack you. But you're always attacking me, so.
I thought it was Craftium.
Well, Craftium too. Craftium said today he called me weak. He said I'm weak, so I'm calling out Craftium.
Did you see that sound bite I sent of Craft? Or the sound bite on the Discord?
No, what is it?
You should just listen to it.
What channel?
It's gonna be in general chat.
Oh jeez, it's probably way up there.
I don't think it's way up there because they haven't really been talking.
Oh wait, here we go. Hold on.
Yeah. Only you would know what that's from.
Wow, how did you get a Jordan Peterson thing of Craftium? That's so random. Seriously, how did you get that?
I asked him.
Oh, okay.
No, there is.
Is it like the deep fake of audio or something?
Yeah, it's a deep fake.
Okay.
Yeah. That one turned out really well.
Craftium is best boy. It will always be best boy. That's good. That's good.
Like I did one saying, "Hi, I'm Jordan Peterson, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast."
That'd be amazing.
and then I was like, "You better keep your room clean, bucko." But
that's hilarious.
It didn't work because it's like he goes Peterson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Sounds like a YouTube poop.
Yeah, I don't know why it sounds like that when he says it normally on the bot. It's really funny that that's the thing, though. But let's actually move on to news. All right. Things that we've been looking forward to are coming out or finally out. Persona 5 Royal launches spring 2020, as I called it. It's gonna come out around March. Yeah. I bet you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, yeah, spring, so that would be March, April, May. So that would be funny if it came out in April also, like when the first one came out. But I've been trying really, really, really hard to not watch any of the new footage. They're like it feels like every week there's like new screenshots, new trailer, new thing. It's like I don't want to see any of it.
Yeah, it's because it's coming out tomorrow or next month or 2 months.
Oh, in Japan, that's true.
October. That's why it's like, look at all this new stuff, yeah. And I've totally been on freaking blackout. Like I think it was Wingy who posted the new battle theme, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to that.
Changing the battle theme, no. Last surprise is the best battle theme.
They did the same thing in Golden.
Did they?
Yeah. The normal battle theme was different, and then if you get like a surprise attack, it becomes the original battle theme.
Okay. Well, whatever.
So
it'll be good. It'll be good.
It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
You know, it was so funny. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to really be good, not buy a lot of games in 2020. But then, like, I think about all the games that are coming out. I'm like, God dang it! There's like too many awesome games. It's like freaking Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're getting Persona 5 Royal, probably Ys 9, probably Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, probably Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, and like it just keeps adding up. I'm like, well, forget about that, or just wait for a sale or something.
I was just thinking, now that's coming out in spring 2020 in the West. It's gonna come out right next to Final Fantasy VII. Dang it.
It'll be like March. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Don't go up against Final Fantasy VII. That'd be stupid.
No, they're gonna go up against Final Fantasy VII to dethrone it.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like Final Fantasy's dead. Persona is all the way now.
That would be hilarious. That's not gonna happen though.
So yeah, Persona. I'm totally on a media black. I see all these new postings. The only thing I've seen is the new all-out attack for Futaba.
Yeah, I don't know how she does that as an assist character, but that's cool.
That's the only thing I've seen. And that Morgana is he's not gonna say you better go to sleep now because there's gonna be a lot more stuff to do at night. Like Persona 4 Golden, because Persona 4 Original, you couldn't really do anything that night.
That's true. You had to go to bed or you had to make food, and that was pretty much it. So now, and then you could go
do jobs.
Back, yeah, you could like go to the bar or something, right? Like do stuff at the bar. Or am I thinking of Persona 5? I might be thinking of Persona 5.
There's no bar.
Wasn't there like some? There was like some.
Oh, there's like I think the shop became like a bar thing, right?
Something. There was like some lady that like she was like a fortune teller or something weird. I remember one. Yeah, one of the shops turned into something else at night. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
I also wait. You're supposed to buy me Taco Bell because there's no Persona 5 gonna be on the Switch, man.
Hey, it's not over yet.
It's over. It's
not over yet.
Let's move on to the next one, unless you want to talk about something else.
I don't know if you were joking about Fire Emblem, and then we never talked about the actual thing. If we're going to come back to that,
we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
Grandia HD remaster randomly gets a release date when we were like in an off break or not doing like in the middle in the week we didn't do a podcast, and it's out already.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, it's out in like 2 days. What? Okay.
I have no idea.
Have you seen any footage of it?
I've seen footage of it. What do you think? It has a filter on it, which I expected. I don't know why people thought they were going to freaking redo all the sprites.
It's like they smoothed out the character stuff, but the backgrounds look good. The backgrounds look like they've been updated.
Yeah. So, the only thing I'm worried about is the sound, because in the Grandia 2 remake, or the enhanced edition for PC had a lot of sound problems, and then the first preview they showed had a bunch of sound problems for Grandia 1. So I'm like, uh-oh.
Happy Console Gamer put out a review yesterday, and he said the only issue that he saw was that the character portraits were kind of low res because of the way they ported the old PC version. Oh no, that was Grandia 2. Yeah, the Grandia 2 character portraits are a little low res.
Yeah.
But other than that, he said everything else sounded good. So everything else seemed good.
He's not a real Grandia fan because he would notice the sound differences, man.
He's not a real Grandia fan, dude. He's got this video of him meeting he was at Anime Expo in like the 90s, and he met the character designer and the monster designer. And he like has this whole video of him drinking a beer with basically the Grandia team. So he's probably a bigger Grandia fan than we are.
No. Okay. Hopefully it's better. Because I think the Grandia 2 Enhanced Edition for the Switch is different. So it's an updated version of what they did on the PC. So hopefully they did fix a lot of things.
I still have not ever played Grandia 2, so I'd be interested. I'm hoping that they do a physical release. That'd be awesome. They probably won't, but since Square released the Secret of Mana collection digitally, and then like 2 months later they're going to release the physical version, I'm hoping that maybe they'll do the same thing with Grandia, but who knows?
A limited run edition.
Yeah, maybe something.
I don't know if I should get it on the Switch. I think I am going to get it on the Switch, but I'm like, I already have it on this and this and this and this and this and this and this. I have it on everything already. So yeah. I can wait a little bit.
But you got to support it, because what they're doing is they're trying to see if we're interested so they can do another Grandia.
They're not. Gunho's is like, I want to make some money.
Mm-hmm. This far after?
Yes, they're going to make some money. It's the age of the remaster, so it's perfect timing. Put everything on the Switch. I don't know.
Why not? It's weird that they're putting it out on the Switch and not on PS4, considering the Grandia 1 was a PlayStation 1 game, and it was a Sega Saturn game, I guess. But
the PS1 port is inferior to the Sega Saturn, actually.
That's what I've heard. I heard the Sega Saturn version is better.
Just like, what's it called?
Grandia. The PS2 version is worse than the Dreamcast version. Sega had better Grandias. Weird.
Very weird. And they both got ported to PS1 because the systems they made them on died. Yeah, so Grandia, I'll check that out. I don't know when, though. Maybe soon.
$40 is kind of steep, but they are 2 big RPGs. I was hoping for maybe 30, especially since there's no physical copy, but...
Or you get Grandia 1 for like $7 on PS1 Classics and PS3 and Vita. I don't know.
The thing that I am kind of bummed about is that there's no like speed up or anything like that on the Grandia port. Like usually anytime they remaster an old PS1 game, they, at least with Final Fantasies, they've added some turn-based things. Shoot, they even did that, or some speed up thing. They even did it with Cold Steel, and they're doing it with Dragon Quest XI. So I'm kind of surprised they did not do it for Grandia.
Because it's for real fans only, not the weak fans who need to like, it's not Twitter, you need to speed it up. No, maybe they're just not good enough to do. They're scared they're gonna break something if they do the speed up mechanic. I don't know.
Could be.
Here's what Taylor wants to talk about: sales.
Yay! I love numbers.
Fire Emblem Three Houses triples Precious Best Week. It says Precious Best Week for some reason.
Oh, previous. I meant previous.
Previous best week in the U.S. Already the second best-selling entry in the franchise.
Yeah, so I worded that poorly, but basically, I think the last game that had the best first week sales was Awakening, and Three Houses tripled that, which is really good, and it's already the second best-selling game in the series behind Fates, I believe, which is, I think, has sold just shy of 3 million, and I had predicted that Three Houses would go on to sell 5 million copies, and I got a bunch of people who were like, no way, that's crazy. But then I was looking at some sales for other games on the Switch, and like Splatoon 2 has sold 9 million copies, which is insanity. So there's like all these games selling like ridiculously high numbers that have like no business selling that many copies. So I'm thinking,
what's the actual numbers for Fire Emblem Three Houses right now? Do you know?
Nobody, they haven't said yet. But it's over. It might, if it's past Fate, if it's past Awakening, then it's somewhere in the 2.5 million copies worldwide. So we'll see. Nintendo's usually really good about posting like actual numbers because they like to flaunt that stuff. Like they put out this infographic of like the top selling first party titles on Switch. So I think at some point they'll come around and talk about Three Houses. It might not be till the end of the year, but I'd be shocked if it didn't hit 5. I think that's like super doable. And if it does that, I think it would probably be the best-selling strategy RPG of all time, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't even know what would compete.
I mean, I don't even think it's a strategy RPG. It's just a talking simulator with with the mobile game attached to it.
What?
I'm saying it's very simple, as you called it.
Yeah, I mean, the last, I would say 3 or 4 battles were pretty tough, but the rest were really easy, which is kind of a shame. But they're adding a higher difficulty, so I'm hoping that will give it some type of challenge. So, because I want to go back and play the other routes, but not with this difficulty. It's just too easy. Because by the end, you can like you can auto instruct your students because they were all like maxed out. They all had like S tier and all their abilities and stuff like that. So I'm like, just give me the next battle. Just give me the next battle. Like I had literally nothing to do. So, yeah.
I will tell you one thing: the weebs ate up the characters.
Yeah, I mean, that's what would sell it. I mean, there's a ton of fan art. I've been retweeting a lot of it. So there's a lot of fan art, and it's funny because at first when I looked at all the characters, I was like, they're kind of basic. But then as I played the game and I was you get to know the characters a little bit more. There's actually some pretty good backstory. Like, considering there are like 20 something characters and each has their own social link, they're all pretty interesting. I was kind of surprised.
Oh, really? Huh. Sounds like another game. Huh. They seem very basic at the beginning, and then when you get to know them, they get actually interesting. Huh. I wonder what that game is. Can you tell?
Persona.
I know.
Like Persona.
Sounds like Persona. I want another game, you know? Yeah? Huh? When you're like, Cold Steel's the worst game ever made, man.
It is.
You and your Fem Trooper.
There's another guy that tweeted today, or that tweeted at me, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't get this game. I've been playing it for 10 hours, and it's such a slog." I'm like, "Thank you."
It's because he's been playing it for 10 hours. What is this scrub?
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 hours. It's probably like Chapter 2. Remember Chapter 2? It's a second. It's a second freaking field study. Boring.
Well,
shit.
Yeah, the whole game. The whole game is like that, though. So
it's not though. It's not. And then you get the Cold
It's
Steel
okay
2.
if you like boring, tedious games, Nick. It's okay. You can like boring, tedious games.
Get off of Twitter, and then you'll start liking boring, tedious games again. Okay, Taylor?
Yes, because that's what I want to do. I want to play boring, tedious games.
All right. You call them boring, tedious. I call them enthralling stories that are building up.
Nah.
But I like Three Houses though, because it's the same exact thing. But Cold Steel, gotta throw that away.
You haven't even played Three Houses or any of the new Fire Emblem, so.
It's because they're the worst games ever made. Guys, you like Fire Emblem? You're just the worst JRPG person ever. No, it just doesn't interest me. I'm not saying it's bad though. I'm just but from Taylor's impressions, Three Houses sounds like the worst one. So I'm gonna go get. I want to play Awakening.
Awakening. I would say that's probably the best of the modern ones. I would say the worst, honestly, is Echoes, because as the game goes on, every battle has these enemies that infinitely spawn enemies, and it's so annoying because you just can never make progress, and it's so annoying. It's like the fatal flaw of that game. Otherwise, it would probably be my favorite, honestly.
But Taylor, you beat it, so it's
doable.
It's doable.
No, it is doable. It's just not fun. It's just annoying.
And just remember, if Taylor says a game is easy, it's like childish easy. So that's scary.
Yeah, I saw somebody tweet that they played the game on hard and they died. I was like, unless you're playing the final battle, which the final battle is pretty tough, I don't know how you could lose every single character. You just use your brain. If you've ever played a strategy RPG before, if you use your brain and use basic tactics, you should never lose. And I never lost.
And make sure everyone has auto potion and teleportation.
That's right. Two swords, Hamedo, all that good stuff.
I never use Hamedo. Hamedo never procs. I miss games like that. When are they coming back, Taylor? Actual.
I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they will now that Fire Emblem is selling well. They're like, wait a minute. Maybe if we do Final Fantasy Tactics, we could outsell that.
Let's make Final Fantasy Tactics, and you're like a school teacher, and you're trying to raise these cadets up, and the whole game, like 75% of the game, is just that, and then the 25% is like a mobile game of easiness. Taylor, you ruined it for me, man. Next time you're over, you should bring it over, and I should load it up. Let's see.
What?
Bring
3 Houses?
3 Houses over. I don't think I'm gonna buy it. Or I could buy it and do like a special 1 hour impressions video. It's like I'm playing it for 1 hour and it's crap.
The beginning is it's like any RPG. It's really or JRPG. It's really slow because it's got to introduce you to all the systems, and it seems overwhelming at first. But then, once you start to get into the flow, like any big JRPG, it's like, oh, I get it. It's not that overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming. It's like
there's just a lot of systems, but it's not overwhelming if that makes sense.
Good. So either this news of it being the second best-selling entry is good news, or bad news.
Why would it be bad news?
Because that would mean that they're going to make another Fire Emblem that's easy as, pie with social links.
Yeah. I think they can keep the social link stuff because it breaks up the battles. Like it's not just battling, because that's what the other games were. Like Awakening and Fates, you had a home base and you could talk to people and build it up. It didn't really there wasn't much to it. It was like tactics. It was battle, and then there was like a little bit of story in between. I kind of like this where it balances it out. That's what I like. I mean, this is what I've said before. That's what I like about Persona is it's a balance. It's like you can do what you want. You want to go dungeon crawling, if you want to talk to people, if you want to do other side activities, you can do it. And that's what is nice about Three Houses, that you can kind of play at your own pace, outside of the big battle at the end of every month. But I don't think that would be bad. Just make the maps a little bit more interesting and ramp the difficulty up, or at least make hard mode actually be hard, because hard mode was not hard.
It was easy. Maybe
easy is like baby mode, like oh my god.
It's like the enemy runs up to you, hits you, 1 damage.
Well, it was crazy. So the other thing that was weird is there's no weapon triangle. So there's like, the only weakness is bows are good against flyers, and magic is good against heavy armor, and that's the only thing that's like a weakness. So yeah, it was kind of annoying because that was like that was the crux of the other Fire Emblem game, was the weapon triangle. It's like, okay, well, I got to position my guys, because if I do it wrong, then I'm gonna get one shot. But with this, just walk up to a guy, hit him. Walk up to another guy, hit him. All right, I won.
Sounds fun.
It does. It's so fun.
It's the greatest. All right, so Game Freak trademarks Little Town Hero.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is, that could be Town, the game that was previously announced as just Town.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I would be shocked if that's not what it is, because Game Freak doesn't really make anything besides Pokemon. So, that sounds like we could be getting a re-reveal soon, maybe in an upcoming Direct or something.
TGS.
Do they usually do Directs around TGS?
No, I don't know. Doesn't Nintendo just like randomly place Directs wherever they want? Yeah,
that's also true. We're due for one, because we got one obviously at E3, and it's been about 2 months. I think we're due. Maybe in maybe in October or something like that.
Maybe they actually could show, Metroid Prime 4.
I think we're a ways out from seeing that, honestly, because they had to restart it. So I don't really know. We might not see that till like late next year. Honestly, this is my prediction. I think we're going to see something. We're going to see Breath of the Wild 2 again before we see Prime 4 for the first time. That's what I think. I think that's how far out it is.
You're probably right.
Because I think Breath of the Wild 2 might be next fall. Because
they don't really have to make a whole new engine or anything like that. They can just reuse the assets that they have now and then make the game. And add new assets in the world.
Yeah, but I mean that's the hardest part, is making those systems. So if they can just reuse the systems, that's fine. But I hope they don't reuse the world, like make new areas or something like that. But
you know what they need to do? They need to make it so Link's following this fairy into a forest. And then he meets this weird thing and he looks kind of like a scarecrow. Mm-hmm. And then he falls down a tree. Mm-hmm. And then he gets turned into like a shrub. Mm-hmm. And then meets this like crazy mask salesman kind of guy. And he goes to like a store, and it's a brand new world.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And it's very dark. And you have like 3 days to save the world.
Mm-hmm. You know what this should be? That should be that happens, and then on the surface you just play Zelda. That'd be awesome.
That happens. Like Link's dead. Zelda's the main character now.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, that's what it is.
The Legend of Zelda, not the Legend of Link.
That's why the first trailer I saw of the Link, Breath of the Wild 2 was like, it was eerie and scary, and the first thing it reminded me of was just Majora's Mask. Like, sounds like a Majora's Mask vibe.
Yeah, it was definitely spoopy. So, I just hope we can play as Zelda.
It's not. Zelda's gonna be like behind you, nagging you, Link, do this! Excuse me, princess.
That would be hilarious.
But back to Little Town Hero, I saw some screenshots, and like the battle system looked like Persona 5. Have you seen the battle system?
I mean, I saw the menu, but I don't. Is there any footage of? I don't know if there's any footage yet.
I don't think there's any footage, but there's like a picture. The new screenshots. Yeah, the first. If you search just Game Freak on Gematsu, the first one is like a picture of the battle system.
It's hard to know what's going on. I mean, there's bubbles around the character. I mean, and it's the same angle,
yeah,
and it's a similar menu, but I mean,
you just hear that. That's what's funny. But this is the main team. The main Game Freak team's working on this, and the B team's working on the new Pokemon. You know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that?
Online. So take it with a grain of salt.
But it makes fortune.
But it makes sense though, because this actually looks like it's putting like some heart into it, and Persona and the Pokemon game just looks like let's throw another Pokemon game out there. Whatever, don't really care. Doesn't it seem like that? Am I crazy?
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see until whatchamacallit is out.
It's funny because everyone's mad. It's like, oh man, the new Pokemon game's the animations are all bad. And then Nintendo's like, hey, look at this cute new gym leader. And everyone's like, oh my god, Pokemon's the greatest thing ever! It's like, people, come on. Have some integrity.
No.
This Weezing has a top hat! Oh my god! It's amazing!
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, I'm not expecting that. Like, as soon as they showed the first piece of gameplay, I'm like, oh, it's just going to be another Pokemon. That's fine, because they're always fun, and they always have tiny new little twists, and that's it. So,
yeah, this twist is that the Pokemon get giant, and then sometimes they get really giant.
Do you ever get tired of being cynical and complaining about like everything?
I have to act this way for the podcast.
You don't have to. You could actually, enjoy things.
No. Not allowed to. And the thing that we're not going to enjoy together is 13 Sentinels, which actually has a release date in Japan. I don't think we talked about this before. But back in July, they announced that it's launching in Japan in November 28th.
November 28th. Interesting. The full game, because they've been...
They had like a Japanese-only demo thing, right? Didn't they?
Yeah, it was like a prequel. It was like a Ground Zeroes type thing, from what I understand. But we shall see when the full thing comes out.
Have you looked at that at all? Like, looked at any of the new stuff?
You know what's weird? It's like kind of like a strategy game. I was watching some of the gameplay. It's not like a beat 'em up like their other ones. Like if you look at it, it's like the city, and then there's like you're like controlling stuff all over the city. It's really weird. It's not like Dragon's Crown or Remaster or anything. It's very different. At least the gameplay that I saw.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they needed to change it up, I guess. Maybe that's why it's been taking so long. It's like we need to make this into a game. How are we going to make this into a game? Because right now we're just watching people talk.
Exactly. That's basically what it's been.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's interesting that it's finally coming. Like it randomly, whenever we start talking about things get announced. It's weird. So we're talking about where's 13 Sentinels, and then the next couple of weeks, it's like, oh, here's the release date. Oh, cool. But for some reason, it doesn't work for freaking Final Fantasy Tactics 2.
If we do it long enough, if we just keep talking about it every episode, eventually we'll be like, called it.
Yeah, every time.
And eventually, like, hey, nobody's talked about it more than us. They heard us.
They are like, there's this one really tiny JRPG podcast that's talking about Final Fantasy Tactics 2. You gotta make it now.
There you go.
Have you actually seen the screenshot of the actual Final Fantasy Tactics 2?
Don't remind me. Yeah, the hexagon thing. It looks cool. So here's my secret hope, and I'm not going to hear any of your cynicism.
Okay.
But I think they're testing the waters with that mobile game, because that mobile game, it's called War of the Visions, which is obviously like a play on War of the Lions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and it is a strategy RPG, and it looks very much like Tactics, and
it has a lot of the same systems too.
It does. So I'm hoping that maybe, I mean, I'm not going to dump a bunch of money into it, but I'm just hoping that maybe that's what they're doing. Like, oh, okay, people still want this. Okay, we'll make a real one. We'll make a real one.
I wonder what the gotcha part is.
Probably characters would be my guess. Because that's what it is in Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem mobile game. It's just characters.
But I wonder because the characters are generic. I thought there's generic job people. This is with some special characters.
I mean, I think they're all named characters, but I think so. And then I think it's like Tactics, where you can just customize them with whatever class you want.
It's gonna be interesting to see when that is. Did you know that there's a Mega Man X mobile game?
Yeah, it's bad though, isn't it?
I don't know. I just saw. I got an email saying, "Hey, sign up for the beta." I'm like, "What's this?"
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Mega Man, this is like super fake, so I'm not even gonna like entertain this. But did you see that there was supposedly a big Capcom leak or whatever?
No, I haven't seen that.
So it was like, oh, they're already making Resident Evil remake or Resident Evil 3 remake, and it'll be out next summer. And they're doing a Dino Crisis remake. They're doing Power Stone 3. There's another Onimusha 2 is getting remastered, and then what were we just talking about?
Mega Man.
Mega Man X9 is going to be out next year. But
I think someone like had a dream of what they wanted, wrote it down, and it's like, this is what happened.
Probably. That's probably much more likely.
This is everything I ever wanted is being announced and leaked at the same time. Sweet.
Because like anytime anybody ever does that, it's like, oh, I got this giant list of announcements. It's never, ever, ever true. So I'm not even going to pretend to.
What was that on? Where'd you find that? Oh, Twitter?
Somebody just tweeted it. Yeah.
Okay. Someone just wanted attention.
Basically.
Gosh. Can't trust anything any of these days, man. All right, Taylor. You wanted to talk about some animes, so you can talk about some animes. What animes do you want to talk about?
Well, the one I binged today and I caught up on is Fire Force, which is not totally what I thought it was about. I thought it was like a straight up firefighter anime, like just straight up, but of course it's not, because it's anime. Apparently
it's a shonen, right? It's a shonen anime.
Yeah, it's definitely a shonen anime. So the basic premise is that people are spontaneously combusting and turning into demons, and it's like this special elite force called the Fire Force, and they have to kill these demons that are they're like, people like explode and then they turn into like these fire demons, and their job is to kill them. And so some of them are like pyrokinetic, so they can control fire in various ways. One of them is like a priestess, where she has to say a prayer before they kill them to like make sure they pass on properly or something. And then there's a couple people that just fist fight or use guns or whatever, but it's actually really cool. There's a little mystery. It reminds me of a lot of Attack on Titan, in that there's this mystery that they tease at the very beginning, and like you learn a tiny bit each episode, a tiny bit, but then each episode just has like really good animation. You learn a little bit more about each of the characters. It gets really interesting. The action's cool. I don't know. It is the one that has hooked me. There's been a lot of trash out this season. You know, there's the how to pick up, or is it okay to pick up girls in a dungeon or whatever the hell that show's called, season 2. And then there's the Isekai Mom show. that everybody's going crazy about. The other one I want to watch is Dr. Stone. I haven't watched that yet, but I hear good things, and it's always on the top of most popular for on Crunchyroll. But yeah, Fire Force is really, really good. 6 episodes so far, I think. Yeah.
Is Inuyasha the first isekai?
Maybe. I don't know. Do they go to a video game world or another world?
No, the girl goes to another world, goes to the demon world, remember? She's actually from like a normal high school, a normal Tokyo setting, and then she goes down a well and she goes into Inuyasha's world. That's why she's always wearing the school uniform.
I've never watched Inuyasha.
I only watched snippets when it was on Toonami.
Is that the one with he's like the wolf guy or whatever?
Yeah, the wolf with the white hair.
Yeah. Never watched that.
Well, let's see everyone's opinions on it in the comments below. So I have no opinion on it.
On Fire Force?
No, on Inuyasha.
Oh.
No, but the only thing I know about Fire Force is that Toonami censored a scene.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you I know which one it is. There's a scene, and it went by so quick I didn't understand what was happening. Apparently, there's a girl in the show that has powers that make guys attracted to her or something like that. Mm-hmm. So the main character is just standing there. So there's this rookie competition amongst all the different fire departments or whatever. And so he shows up and there's this girl wearing a fireman's uniform, except she's wearing a bikini with a fireman's jacket. Mm-hmm. And he looks at her and then he just grabs her boob for no reason. She's oh no.
She trips and then he's his hands on her boob.
No, she doesn't even trip. He just randomly grabs it. I'm like, okay. But then she trips and then his hands are all over her butt. I'm like, what the hell? Because then she's like, oh, my luring ability triggered at the wrong time. So I'm like, okay, do you have an ability that makes people grab your butt or something? I went by so quick. I need to read or something like that. But that was probably the scene.
That was the scene. Yeah.
Okay. But
the
rest of the show is not that risque.
They made it even worse. Well, by censoring it, because she's oh, and there's this show what's going on at all, and then so it's what's going on? You're just she's just making moaning sounds.
Very weird.
Why censor it at all? Toonami is Adult Swim. We're adults. We can see that stuff.
I mean, they don't show boobs or anything. It's just.
Yeah.
Just kind of lewd. Yeah, it's weird. It's very. I will say that was very out of place in that show because that show is not really like that. So I'm like, okay, this kind of came out of nowhere.
They need to lighten up the mood, sometimes.
Although, you know what? I take that back because literally the opening shot of the show is 2 girls taking a shower. So maybe it's not totally out of left field. But yeah, that show is not one of those types of shows. So.
They usually
That's
aren't.
Good. Yeah.
The My Hero Season 4 is coming out in October.
Oh, is it? I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably a good 12 episodes behind.
Wow. I rewatched the entire series. And I caught up.
Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, I'm at the part... So they fought... Oh my gosh, what happened? What was the last thing that happened?
Did they get...
I remember they were moving into the dorms or something.
Okay, so the dorms.
Because they all went out and they did their hero, what do you call it? Apprenticeship with another hero or whatever. And then there was a real hero or a real villain that showed up and they had to fight him or something. I don't know. I might have to watch a recap or something.
Jeez, Taylor. The apprenticeship was season 2. The season that you saw, it starts off with the training exercise and the big thing happens. Someone gets kidnapped. They go try to rescue him, and then the big battle happens. And then after that, they take on a hero test to get their provisional license. And that's pretty much where it ends.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember that, so I'll have to I'll have to catch up. I also was watching a little bit of Grand Blue Dreaming, that diving anime. I'm like, there's got to be something in this show, because I was so deceived, and now I'm like, okay, now that I know what the show is, let's like just enjoy it for what it is.
There's got to be something in this show. That opening is amazing. There's got to be something.
There's not. I mean, they always make these really ugly faces, and they're just yelling the whole show. I'm like, oh god. There's like a couple funny moments, but it's just not worth the rest of the show. It's just not worth the rest of the, yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch all of Mysterious Girlfriend X, did you? You skipped. You watched like the first 7 episodes and then you skipped to the end or something like that.
Is that the one with the scissors?
Yeah, the scissors and the drool.
Yeah, I mean, nothing happened. It was like every episode was nothing was happening. So I'm like, okay, skip. I don't know. It was just boring. So
that was the one anime that made that. You watched all of Monster Musume, didn't you?
So I think so. That was worse. I think Monster Musume was worse.
Yep. That was funny. I was just trying to find like all the trashiest anime ever.
Well, I've watched them now, that's for sure.
Good. For anime for me, I have not watched anything. Nothing. I just haven't found the time to do so. Like before, I used to watch my anime when I went to bed. But now I actually have to like go to bed at an early time, so I can't watch anything, or I'm gonna stay up. So that's what sucks about that. Can't really do anything. But I forgot what I have on my queue that I want to watch. I think Fire Force was on there. But I want to watch Fruits Basket. Ow, my butt. Oh my god, my butt. 1 second. Oh, cramp in the butt. This new chair hurts.
The new chair hurts. It should feel good.
No, I haven't. It's not used to it.
Your butt's not used to it.
Yeah, you know when you sit for a long time and then you move and then suddenly it like hurts a lot. You're like, oh, oh, the blood's flowing back in.
Oh god.
Yeah. Fire Force, Fruits Basket. Let me see. Let me look at the freaking my thingy majiggy.
Thingy-majiggy.
Okay, yeah, that's it. This is Fruits
No
Basket.
Dr. Stone?
No Dr. Stone right now. I haven't
No
looked.
Dr. Stone.
I haven't really got online and looked at what I want to watch. I just one day I was like, okay, what show should I watch? Bam, 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 and that was it. What's this one? No, I don't want. The fuck is this? Okay. Interesting. All right, that's it for anime. So let's move to what we've been playing. Taylor, how is your progress of Mineral Town?
I hadn't really played a whole lot of Dragon Quest Builders 2 until today. So I am normally what I would do, and I found this. I'm starting to find this out the hard way. But so the way this game works is you go to an island and you build it up, and you learn things, you learn recipes, and you save that island. And then you go back to your home island, and some of the residents from that other island come back with you, and then you build them a new home on your home island, and then you repeat, and you do that 3 times, and the game's over. So I'm on the 3rd one, but what I kept doing is on the other island, I would like make that all elaborate and decorate it and everything, and I'm like, don't waste time decorating that because you'll never see it again. Decorate your home island, and so I'm just kind of doing the bare minimum just to progress the story because I want to finish it. I want to have all the characters, all the recipes, so I can then I don't know how I'm going to make room because it's going to require a lot of space to do Mineral Town, but
I'm going
to do it somehow. What's that?
You're just going to destroy the entire island, flatten it.
I'm not going to have to. That's going to take so long, but whatever. I'll do it. I'll make it happen.
They're counting on you.
They're coming for you, Nick.
I know something happened.
That was really loud. That's like right across the street.
Old person's home.
Oh, that'll do it. And then just stop. Okay. Yeah, so it's still fun though. I really like that game. It's super fun. So right now I'm on the 3rd level, which is like, or the 3rd island, which is like a snow castle type thing. So we're like slowly rebuilding this castle and slowly building defenses. It's kind of cool. And But yeah, I just want to beat that as quick as I can so I can go back to building everything from scratch. The hard part is gonna be finding either video or images or whatever of all the different interiors and stuff of Mineral Town. Because I could just boot the game up, I guess, but
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Was that Medi?
I don't know. It was just like a.
It sounded like a cat almost.
Yeah, I think it was.
It sounded like a loud meow, but I don't think that's what that was. something muffin.
I know.
But yeah, no, it's
Muffin sound good right now.
Ooh, muffin. Oh, muffin. No, it sounds good, and they just released not too long ago like the modern pack. I don't know what that includes, but I might actually buy that. And then there's like a Japanese themed pack, which is kind of cool. So
is it modern Japanese or is it modern everyday?
Well, no, they're two separate packs. Like one is modern, like today modern, and then one is like Japanese, like pagodas and like the little not tonkatsu. What's the thing you sit under with the blanket? The heated table.
Kantatsu or something like that.
Katatsu, yeah, one of those.
We're not weeb enough to know this stuff. I know what it is. I know what it is, but it's just I don't remember the name.
I think it's a Katatsu. Anyway, so it has a lot of that stuff. So depending, I think it's $25 for the season pass. So it comes with a lot of that stuff. So depending on what's in it, I might get that because it looks cool. But that's been my main thing. I did briefly play. I booted my 3DS up for some random reason. I played a little Mega Man 4, played a little Bubble Bobble, and then I played Harvest Moon 3D: A New Beginning, and that game is really not good. That's like probably the worst Harvest Moon game I played. What'd you boot up? What's that?
Oh, I was looking at my PS. I thought my PSP wasn't on, and I was like, "Why is it not on?" And I looked at it, it's on. What's playing right here is The Legend of Heroes, a Tier of a Million. I was replaying. I was messing around with that, and I'm like, "Ooh, this brings back memories." This is a Falcom game, and I played this without knowing it was even Falcom.
Interesting.
It was one of the first JRPGs I got on the system.
Oh, really?
Really owl.
Yeah. So, yeah, if any of you guys out there are like us and you like those farming life sim games, don't play A New Beginning because it's pretty bad and slow. I mean, it might get good later, but like the theme of that game is, I mean, it's typical like, oh, you have your family's farm, but the town is like in shambles and you have to build the town back up. And the tutorial is just so slow and agonizing. Like, oh my god, it is just the worst.
I think I played this one before.
It's bad. It's really bad. There were a lot of Harvest Moon / Story of Season games on 3DS. There were a lot.
I mean, this is what happened to Harvest Moon. Like I think this is the one where you walk around and you just pick up bugs, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can grow stuff, but your farm is really small by compared to the other games. But yeah, you just kind of walk around, you pick up bugs and fruit and stuff, and you drop it off in the shipping container, and then the guy's like, "Yeah, just keep doing that, and then maybe you have enough to buy a horse." I'm like, "Okay, that's my motivation. That sucks.
Buy a horse."
There's like nobody in town because that's the appeal of a lot of these Harvest Moon games. Or these life sim games, it's the town and how bustling it is. You get to meet all these new people.
And, so you have to make the town, right? Yeah, I remember. That's the one thing I didn't like about it because there's like nothing. There's no one to talk to. You have to wait until everyone comes in.
It's just the beginning is just slow, and I was like, I can't sit through this.
That's what Harvest Moon became. It's very slow,
which is weird, and I don't know why, because there are a lot of, old games are great. I don't understand why they got so slow. And then obviously, eventually, the real Harvest Moon became Story of Seasons, and all those Harvest Moon games are really bad. Like after
they did the split.
Yeah, Skytree Village, The Lost Valley, The Light of Hope, like all those games. Like I've never played them, but I just look at them and go, "Oh my god, that was terrible." But you played. What was the first story? It's just called Story of Seasons, right?
Yeah, it was just like a new beginning. That's what I remembered.
Really, Story of Seasons, the first one.
It felt slow, and it felt like I wasn't doing anything. I need to replay it. I own it. It's right here.
So there's Story of Seasons. It's just called Story of Seasons, and then there's another one that's called Story of Seasons Trio of Towns.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that one, Trio of Towns?
No, I did not. I don't know. I think Maddie might have bought it.
Really?
But I'm not sure.
You know what's funny? There is a new Story of Seasons coming out called Story of Seasons Doraemon or something like that, and that's like based off an anime. Actually looks not too bad if you're into the show, but you know what game I really want to try?
Oh yeah, it's called Doraemon Story of Seasons.
The art style looks really neat, but if the game's good, who knows?
Well, we're gonna get Story of Seasons Friends of Middletown, so
that's right.
And then Harvest Moon Mad Dash, the best game ever made.
That's what everybody's been asking for. Make Harvest Moon a matching puzzle game. Thank you.
I was actually looking up Harvest Moon Light of Hope, the one that's on the Switch, and I'm like, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Were you like thinking about it? And you're like,
no, yeah. There's like a complete edition out now. I don't know what's up with it. We should just review it. Just play it and see what's up.
It's gonna be bad.
I know.
No, the game I was gonna say that I think actually looks pretty good as far as it's got a subtitle of Story of Seasons. It's called what's it called? Return to Popolo Croy, A Story of Seasons Fairy Tale. It actually looks really cool.
That is the one that's on
3DS.
3DS, yeah. Yeah, I see it right here.
It kind of looks like a Rune Factory game because it's like a mix between turn-based battles and then farming. That game actually looks really cool.
Their art style is weird, though.
Oh, I think the art style's cool. Jeez, Maddie.
Maddie, be quiet! Jeez!
Is she raiding?
She's playing something. She might be in a tournament right now. I don't know.
Anyway, we got off on a Harvest Moon tangent.
I know.
Yeah, so
that's what happened last time. Just talking about Harvest Moon. It's like I need to get all the Harvest Moon games and play them. Just see what they're like. That's why I got Harvest Moon DS. Now
you know what? I'm just gonna buy every 3DS game and then I'll tell you how they all are. All of them. Not every 3DS Harvest Moon game, just every 3DS game.
Okay.
Okay. What else? Is there anything else I've been playing? A little bit of Mario Maker, not really.
I haven't turned on my Switch in a long time.
Oh man,
did it die?
There's so much good stuff.
I want to see if it's dead. Nope, it's alive.
And then freaking whatchamacallit?
Necropower Season Volume 3. I know it's almost out.
Are you actually gonna buy that?
Probably not. No.
Of course. You gotta do it for Coconut.
I gotta support. I gotta have dinner with the girls because that's what they replaced.
You don't need to play Mario Maker right now, Nick. We're in the middle of a podcast. Okay.
It's just loading.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But whatchamacallit is coming out soon. What's that game? Astral Chain.
When is that coming out?
I think it's April or August 30th. Yeah, August 30th. Yep. So about 2 weeks.
Very close. There's too much stuff coming out. I can't.
I know. Well, you know what was funny? I was like, oh, I'm gonna get like Astral Chain, and then I'm not buying anything for the rest of the year. And then I started looking at what was coming out. I'm like, crap. Then we got the Catherine remaster, and then we got the Ni no Kuni remaster, and then we got freaking Pokemon, and then there's this game that I've been looking at that actually looks good, but I know the developer does not have a good track record, so I'm very hesitant. But have you seen anything about this game called Greedfall?
No. Is it that's the weird looking one, right? The European looking one?
Yeah, it's from the Eurojank Kings Spiders. That's the name of the developer, Spiders.
What's it called? Greedfall?
Greedfall, yeah. So it's kind of in this like Victorian pirate era type of thing. But it reminds me of just like an open world action RPG, and you can customize your moveset. Like you can be like a caster or like a gunslinger with bombs and stuff. I don't know. It just looks really cool, very customizable. And I'm a sucker for pirates. There's like not enough pirate tropical themed, our big RPGs. So
it's coming out in September.
I know.
It's here again.
And then freaking also Death Stranding. And then I'm not gonna get this day one, but there's something about that Star Wars game that has me intrigued, the Jedi Fallen Order or whatever.
Oh, you know what I heard?
What
is when we first saw it on E3, it did not look like this at all. But apparently, that's like a Metroid game.
That's what I heard too. I heard it's a Metroidvania game, and I'm like, why would you not show all the exploring and the upgrades and stuff? Maybe they want to save it, but. Yeah, because when you saw it, I'm like, oh, it looks like an Uncharted game. Okay, that's cool, I guess. But that's not what it is. It's more than that. But that's like one of those types of games that is going to be like, oh, that looks cool, and then I just will never play it. Like, I guarantee you that's what's going to happen.
That's with that game and not Death Stranding?
Death Stranding has me, like, so morbidly curious. I don't know what that game is, and I just want to play it purely to figure out what's happening. Because I'm just so curious. Like I've never played a Kojima game.
But I'm going to tell you, you're not going to figure out what's happening because it's a Kojima game.
You'll just leave the game more confused than when you started.
Yep, you're like, what is going on?
Well, that's the thing. I've never played a straight up Kojima directed game because I played Metal Gear Rising, but that was from Platinum, and definitely does not count.
Did you see the tweet from Jeff Keighley? It was him and Kojima, and it was like rehearsing for Gamescom.
Oh yeah, well he's doing a big Gamescom presentation apparently. So
of Death Stranding or a new game,
or just in general, kind of like what he did with E3. So apparently,
Silent Hills coming back. Huh?
Yeah, right. I wish.
Maybe Konami has come back from its senses. It's like, okay, you could work on this.
No,
we'll allow you to use the license.
Not gonna happen. I like your I like where your head's at, but that's not gonna happen. I appreciate where you're coming from, but no.
I remember we replayed PT back in January, and we're just playing it. We're playing it from the beginning. We're just playing it from the beginning and trying to beat the game, and it was very interesting, especially when the ghost jumps out and gets you for the first time.
Yep.
That was because someone who was playing it was someone who's like a very big scaredy cat. So when he was playing it and the ghost went whoosh, right? You just hear him go ah! Like you did.
That's what I did.
Yeah. But I expected. I knew it was coming. And that game had such good atmosphere.
I know, my God, I'm so pissed that they never made that. That's like, see, it's continuously in people's like, oh, best horror games ever list, And it's like it's not even really a game. It's a playable demo.
Yeah.
But I will never delete that off my PS4. It's still on my PS4.
It's still on my PS4 as well. It's like it's a piece of history, man.
I know, like. I remember the day that thing came out. It was at Gamescom, actually. They announced it at Gamescom, and PlayStation, they're like, oh yeah, from this indie studio, and everybody's like, what the hell's PT? And then I remember when people found out it was a Silent Hill game, it was talking about the greatest marketing campaign of all time, like just this viral, like groundswell of everybody talking about it. Like, I don't know why people don't do more stuff like that. Like, don't do the generic thing of like, here's our trailer, here's our demo at E3, and our game comes out in January. Like, do something different.
It's Gamescom. I think only Kojima could do that though.
But why though? People, I mean, like, try something. Why not? Get weird. I wish more game developers would get weird. Everybody is so secretive, and like, I don't know. Everything is so predictable. Let's get weird. Let's do something fun.
Like what? Like what?
Like that. Like,
well, they can't do that anymore because everyone's going to call it the PT clone now. Because they did that. They did that with Resident Evil 7, right? They're like, oh, it's just a PT clone.
But we knew it was Resident Evil 7. I'm saying like tease the announcement of the game, like announce your game in a more fun way. Like it's like if you get a platinum trophy in a game, here's a teaser.
Like okay, so this is
something.
This is how they should have announced Resident Evil, right? The demo or Resident Evil 2 remake. The demo was you play as this rat, right? You play as the rat that you show at the beginning when the reveal trailer. Remember when you're that rat from the point of view?
Oh yeah.
And then make it like a game from the rat's point of view, and then at the end of the demo, you hear like things going on, and then you're just walking, and then you get knocked over, and you die. And then you see the whole thing. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. You know what? Capcom technically kind of did something like that. Because if you remember, I mean, this was kind of a press-only thing, but a while ago, they made a game called Kitchen. And it was a VR-only game. And it was basically a like concept gameplay for Resident Evil 7. Because then when they announced Resident Evil 7, it was like before Kitchen or something like that. And so everybody's like, oh, this was what Kitchen was. And then nobody saw it being a Resident Evil game. So like that was fun. Like that's one of the best reactions I've ever seen when they revealed that it was Resident Evil 7. Like I remember it was Yumi and Connor were there because that E3 was kind of boring. But then when they announced 7, I was like, what? That is crazy.
I'm trying to remember the trailer for Resident Evil 7.
So it's all gameplay. He's like walking through the house. He's picking up the pot, and then it's all gross. And then he's just exploring that house. And then you go and you turn the TV on, and it gets all fuzzy. And then it zooms out to the crowd, and it plays that song.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it was from first person perspective, so nobody thought it was going to be Resident Evil. But all I'm saying is get creative with how you announce your games. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Build that hype.
And what I've been playing is Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga on the 3DS.
Okay. Now, is that a 3DS game, or was that like a DS game that you're playing on 3DS?
No, it's a 3DS game. It's a remake of the Game Boy Advance game.
Okay, because I thought that was on a different.
Yeah, it's on Game Boy Advance. It was the first one, and I was like, oh, I never played it before, and I saw like a review about it. Oh, excuse me. And I was like, hey, I like Mario and Luigi Dream Team, so maybe this will be fun. It is. It's simple. It's very simple. Super simple. Just charming. It's fun.
Nice. It's not really an RPG, right? It's like a lot of timing-based stuff, like jumping on things and whatever.
Yeah, it's RPG. Like when you're in a battle, you gain levels. You have special moves. You have items, and when you attack, you have to like time everything correctly. You remember Shadow Hearts?
Kinda. I never played it, but I know the mechanics.
When you do an attack, you have the Ring of Destiny, or whatever it's called, Judgment Ring, I think that's what it's called, and you have to hit every point to actually hit. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. It's like when you have to do something, you have to time it correctly to do it correctly.
Got it.
Cool. Well, that's pretty much what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of other stuff, like I started a game called Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, which is not a JRPG, but it's like a space shooter sim.
I remember Giant Bomb talking about that game a lot when it was coming out, and they loved it. So,
just came out? It just came out. It was released like a couple days ago, and it's fun. I don't know. It's simple. It's simple fun. And
nice.
People are probably mad because like it's an Epic Store exclusive. It's like, okay, I have the Epic Store. I don't really care. I have it now.
People get so bent out of shape about the Epic Store stuff. Did you see? This is so stupid. Did you see there was some game? I couldn't even tell you what it's called, but it was some game that like we purposely didn't make ourselves an Epic Store exclusive. And they're like people writing all these articles like, oh, to not like ruin their brand, they didn't make themselves an Epic Store exclusive. It's like, okay, stupid. Turn down a bunch of free money.
I don't know. It's just I get why people are mad about it, but I also believe that the hate is like overblown. like way overblown. Like the narrative about Epic Store is super overblown, but there is some stuff to be mad about, like the exclusive stuff. So is kind of annoying, but the store itself is fine. It's just another launcher. I already have 5 of them.
I mean, I am not a PC gamer at all. Like the only game I put any significant time into on PC in the last like handful of years was Stardew Valley, and that's not really a graphically intensive game. But so maybe my perspective doesn't matter. But I think it's good that Steam's getting a competition, you know, because Steam, like, they're just letting people do whatever the hell they want, and there's all these garbage games on there, and stuff was getting lost in the shuffle. And now games that get released on the Epic Store, they get a bigger cut, and sometimes they get paid money to be an exclusive. And because there's not that many games on the store, anytime something launches, it probably sells better because it doesn't compete with a bunch of, you know, shovelware or whatever. So
I've always had the Epic Game Store because I had Unreal Tournament 4. I played that a lot, and that was on the Epic Game Launcher before it became the store. So I've always had it, and I was like, oh, I actually already have the Epic Game Store installed. Just didn't know that.
that's funny.
Nothing happened to me. I'm not getting spied on or anything. But yeah, that's it for that. Ow. I keep having like thoughts of playing PS1 SRPGs.
Oh, really?
Like I want to play these. It's like I want it to be raining and overcast outside, and I just want to put this game in and play it. And I don't know why. I get that feeling every now and then. Like that's what happened with the Legend of Heroes game.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I want to play an old RPG on a PSP. And I started loading it, and my PSP's UMD drive wouldn't load. I'm like, why is it not working? I want to load my stuff. I had to fix it. That was fun. So let's move on to some questions. We don't have many, but let's just do those real quick.
How dare they? How dare people not give us questions?
It's fine. I didn't really advertise this.
I don't care.
Asian from Asian Sensation 24. What is your favorite burger place or type of burger?
In-N-Out, baby. That's it. Nothing beats In-N-Out.
That's crazy. Everything beats In-N-Out.
No. Five Guys is trash.
My burgers that I cook.
They're
really good.
You make good burgers.
I make good burgers. Red Robin has some good burgers.
You know what Red Robin does? Red Robin's good. But I'll just say, like, every time I go to In-N-Out, I'm, like, perfectly satisfied and thrilled to have paid them what I paid them. Like, I've never had a bad experience at In-N-Out, ever.
I don't really like In-N-Out.
Oh, you're crazy. You are a psychopath.
I know, it's not that good. Especially their fries. Their fries are gross.
Everybody says that. And to me, I feel like they have the best fries.
No, their fries, like, their fries are tasteless and tiny.
I like tiny fries.
They're so
I don't
gross.
like steak fries. Steak fries are disgusting. They're big, potatoey. Give me small and crunchy and God, we could be on more opposite ends of the burger spectrum.
I need this crispy steak fries. Good stuff.
Steak fries are gross. Ugh.
See, we're divided. Like people who don't live in California don't know what In-N-Out is. It's overhyped. It's not good.
Nah, it's perfectly hyped.
No, it's not.
Perfectly.
I think it's overhyped. It could be good. Like it's probably good, but I think it's way overblown. The hype is.
I'm telling you, I live on the other coast, and I have not found a burger place that even comes close to competing. Shake Shack is garbage, and McDonald's is garbage. And you know what really makes me sad, Nick, is that Hardee's, which is Carl's Jr., is nothing like Carl's Jr. Really? They're all those thick, like $6 burgers. That's all they have.
Oh, really?
They don't have the ones? I was really hungry one day. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go get like a Western style, with the bacon and the onion rings, and they didn't. I'm like, all they have is the big ones. It was gross. It was gross. Ugh. So I have been.
We need to find a good burger joint over there. Then you gotta find one.
Apparently.
But my favorite type of burger is very basic. It's I don't need all these fancy schmancy stuff. All I need is some good beef, cheese, bacon, lettuce, and ketchup and mustard. That's it. That's all I need. Maybe tomatoes sometimes. No onions. Can't have onions. Don't like onions. What about you?
Onions are okay. Onions are okay. Whenever I get In-N-Out, I always do animal style. So I don't even know what that is, but it's like their special sauce with sautéed onions, pickles. I love me a pickle. Gotta have a pickle. I don't like tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes on my burger. I always take it off.
It's sometimes like it depends for me. Like sometimes I'll eat the tomato. Sometimes it's like I just don't want to deal with the tomato right now. I don't know why. From Dari Sham, there are a ton of old JRPGs being ported to the Switch. Which are your top 3?
That are on the Switch?
Yeah.
I guess. Huh. Top JRPGs that are being ported that are old. I got to think about this for a sec. I need to remember what they've been porting that's old. Let's see. I mean, I guess Grandia would be up there. Sure.
Yeah, Grandia is definitely the top because that's the best game ever made. I'm saying it's not the best game ever made, guys. Stop it. It's one of the greatest. It's a really good game.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if this now. What does old mean? Old can mean anything, right?
Like you could do Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8.
I mean,
you could be Final Fantasy 12 as well, because that's old.
Yeah, 12 for sure. I mean, that's probably I like 12 better than Grandia, frankly. 12 is really, really good, especially the new edition with the upgraded whatchamacallit, the job system. The job system's way better and less confusing. I'm trying to think of what else they have. I mean, Ni no Kuni's coming out, the original. I know that's not that old, but like that's like one of my favorite RPGs ever.
It's 10 years old, Taylor. It's almost a decade old.
No, it came out in 2013, so it didn't come out that long ago. It was a very late, or maybe it was 2012, but yeah, it was a pretty late PS3 game.
I thought it was like 2009.
Yeah, I know. Seems old, huh? But not all that old. I'm just looking at like a list. I'm just looking at a list and seeing what else they have here. But
let's see.
That would probably be mine. Yeah, Grandia, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy 12, and then Ni no Kuni, which is not out yet, but
it came out in 2010.
In Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Oh, maybe it was 2011 then? That would make sense if it was 2011.
Old.
Old
me,
game is old.
Grandia. The only one I really have played is Grandia. I don't know anything else. What I want is Final Fantasy Tactics.
I know, dude. I would buy that in a second if they put Tactics out. Man. You know what I heard? There's this rumor going around that they're going to release I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but they're releasing a super remaster of Final Fantasy VIII, and they're releasing a physical version, which is really weird.
I didn't know
they didn't do that for 9 or 7.
Yeah, everything's like completely. Well, maybe they had to do it because they had to remake it.
Well, so I mean, the textures look like it looks like a different game.
Yeah.
And I also heard a rumor that there's going to be voice acting, which would be crazy. Talk about, I mean, it's almost a remake at that point. Like it's a low, like it's not like a Final Fantasy VII level remake, but the fact that it's getting better textures and voice acting, like that's kind of crazy to me.
But yeah, the Switch is becoming a good JRPG hub.
It is
for all your JRPG needs.
This is a pseudo JRPG, but have you been following this indie game called Indivisible?
No. I know what it is, but I haven't really been following it. And it's coming out soon, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think I got a release date for October 8th, and it's kind of got a battle system like Valkyrie Profile.
It's like a platformer, and then once you go into battles, it does the Valkyrie Profile battle system.
Yep. Which is kind of just straight up what Valkyrie Profile was, wasn't it? Wasn't that exactly what Valkyrie Profile was?
It was. The dungeons were like that, but like the world, you had to go to like towns, and you had to inspect things and find strong souls and all that stuff. And
okay.
I don't know what the main gameplay is for that. for Indivisible.
Got it. Yeah.
And Shantae 5 is coming out.
Yeah, the Seven Sirens, I think, is the subtitle, and it looks like Half Genie Hero. That was my hope. I'm like, please don't go away from Half Genie Hero, because that game looks amazing, and they're not. So
I think
I'm really excited about that.
Apparently, it looks even better than Half Genie Hero.
Oh, so. Dude, that game. Did you play Half Genie Hero?
No, but I've seen it.
Oh, that game's so good. And nobody played it, which is a real bummer. But that game is really, really good.
But they're also making a sequel apparently, so apparently sold well.
Well, that game was kickstarted, so it was going to happen no matter what. But I guess, I guess it made enough to warrant them making another one. So that's good.
Good.
That's exciting. Good for them. I love WayForward.
They're making River City.
Girls,
the beat 'em up. That looks cool. That looks fun to play. It kind of reminds me of Scott Pilgrim, so I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. From Abram, who's your favorite character in Despicable Me movies? I don't care. Deleting that. There are no good characters in Despicable Me movies, all right? That's the end.
That's the end.
But yeah. Actually, yeah. Thank you, Taylor, for joining us, or, whatever. It's hard to get you in with your schedule. But is it finally over? Is your busyness finally over? Are you going to be able to do it every week?
I think so. Just we got to record on weekends though, because during the week it's hard because we usually get off late and then I'm just so tired. The last thing I want to do is do something for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I don't have a night basically. So I'd rather do it on the weekends if we can make that a possibility.
Of course we can. But yeah. Thank you for listening and watching. I'm glad. Hopefully the bi-weekly schedule is now over. We're gonna do it weekly again. Can't promise anything though, because things come up with us. And yeah, if you liked what you watched or listened to, be sure to write a review if you're on iTunes and stuff like that. That helps us with the viewing, gives us more exposure. Same with with YouTube. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe. I have to say that because that actually gives us views. I put us more exposure out there. So even if you don't watch it on YouTube and you're on the Discord, go to the YouTube video and just like it. It helps.
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Helps us.
And then join the Discord because we always have good chats and good times on there.
Except with Abe.
Except with you. Nick calls everybody a cancer. He's just the worst.
I'm the worst person ever.
That's true.
But thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back next week. See ya.
Bye.